Hello YouTube, Dr. Zombie is back here with you, but I have changed locations within my house. But I wanted to make another video this morning, and I wanted to talk to you today about something I've recently gotten into myself. As I've told you before, I have a PhD in engineering, hence the word doctor in my name. But what I didn't say is that during my PhD dissertation focused on firearm ballistics. Um, so I'm not entirely a stranger to this topic, and as it turns out, I've become interested in firearms myself. And through the course of my learning about firearms and beginning my own collection, I've seen a couple of things, and I wanted to talk to you about. And basically, what I've seen is that there are idiots on both sides of the argument. By saying there are idiots on both sides of the argument, I mean the false dichotomy of if you're a Republican, you like guns and are in favor of the Second Amendment and want to do everything to protect it, and you're a member of the NRA. Where on the other side of the argument, you are a Democrat, you think guns should be illegal altogether, and you want to enact laws in order to restrict and or even abolish the Second Amendment. I call it a false dichotomy because it's not clear cut. I'll use myself as an example. I consider myself pretty far left. I'm in favor of raising taxes on businesses and the wealthiest Americans. I'm in favor of policies such as Medicare for all, um, legalizing all drugs, not just marijuana, as well as a number of issues. And I don't think the social issues of being gay or, well, let's just say I'm in favor of LGBTQ rights. And I think the intolerance in general that is profounded by those on the right or conservative side of the spectrum are just plain wrong. However, I am in favor of the Second Amendment. I do not think it's even possible to abolish it without abolishing what makes America America. Um, so, and oftentimes the desired restrictions on the Second Amendment are misguided. I would like to encourage people on both sides of the firearm debate to not be complete idiots. People on both sides make dumb assertions that make no sense, and I would like to discuss some of those here. First off, do not pretend like there isn't a problem. School kids and others keep dying in rather large numbers, so it is obvious that somehow, somewhere in this country, we have a problem with firearms. I do not think it is the fact that they exist. Firearms are simply tools, but there is definitely a problem with how those tools are being used. When having a discussion with a firearms enthusiast, nothing is going to make them tune out faster than if you spout off something that shows you complete ignorance. For one thing, the AR in AR-15 does not refer to assault rifle. Assault rifle is a bogus term. It, in one way, you could think of it as referring to an automatic military style weapon. And simply, those do not exist in the public. There are laws on the books restricting civilian access to automatic weapons. Then also, do not refer to the thing that holds the bullets below a rifle as a clip. Um, this is a mistake I have made myself. That is not a clip. A clip is a distinct term that refers to bullets that are on what's called a clip but get pushed into the top of a magazine and then get removed, in which case the rifle now has a magazine full of ammo. The thing that holds the bullets underneath a rifle is called a magazine. It's just a detachable magazine, such that bullets are already in there and ready to go. So all you have to do is slap home a new magazine. I also wanted to talk about another issue that people on both sides have made the same dumb assertion and just blank statement that pistols and rifles are the same thing and pistols are the real problem. Well, true, um, more people die from handgun wounds than rifles. That is true because you can carry a handgun in a pocket or concealed in one form or another. But saying they are the same thing is just factually incorrect. The muzzle velocity from a rifle is significantly higher, roughly 3 times higher than a bullet from a handgun. And that makes all the difference in the world. I am going to make a comparison between the velocity between the bullets from a pistol and a rifle. Um, I am going to idealize the bullet weight and the bullet velocity in order to make the math a little simpler. But suffice it to say, it is approximately correct. Um, now, uh, I'm gonna make this comparison using the basic formula for kinetic energy, which is 1/2 mv squared. Now, that includes both the mass and velocity of the projectile, but the magic component is that the velocity is squared, and that makes a huge difference. Now, let's compare, say, the damage done by a 9mm round from a pistol and the round from an AR-15. Now, let's see, the mass of the projectile from the 9mm is 150 grains, and the muzzle velocity is approximately 1,000 feet per second. Now, on the AR-15 side, we're going to say the mass is about 50 grains, so approximately 3 times lighter, but the muzzle velocity is 3 times greater at 3,000 feet per second. That makes a huge difference, and you'll see the greater velocity more than makes up for the lower mass of the bullet. Now, I won't go into the math in detail because that would be rather boring. But because the velocity is squared in the kinetic energy from the rifle bullet, you can see that its kinetic energy, even though the bullet is 3 times lighter, the kinetic energy is approximately 3 times greater than that from a pistol shot. And that means that your body is absorbing or is impacted with 3 times the energy from the bullet. But just that simple analysis ignores some pretty key factors. Um, the bullet from an AR-15 often fragments and or tumbles upon impact with the soft target that is human flesh. And what that means is that the bullet, the hole, it basically expands as it moves through the body. And that makes a wound from a rifle bullet much more likely to be fatal than that from a pistol shot. I have hopefully explained to you that there is a pretty significant difference between a pistol round and a rifle round. Now, exactly what you do with that information, that is up to you. I just wanted to impart a little bit of ballistic education